Oh. Oh shit, I gotta make my review. Why is it crooked? Come on. God, this thing never works. What? Surprise review? That's right, I got an advanced screening at the last minute, and because the film takes place on February 12th, which is a day of significance in the movie, I thought it would be fitting and respectful to release this review on February 12th. So yeah, the screening I went to was quite nice. I got this poster with Zoe Deutsch on it, and that is always a plus in my opinion. I got a rose for the Cupid's Day theme that was in the movie. It has that on there. Hashtag before I fall. Very nice. I will place that right there. Balance it. Ha! Like magic. And I also have my, there it is. Before I fall, pin. The Before I Fall pin. That is, something else I got. I got a lot of merch from this one, so I'm pretty happy with that. And just so you all know, as a preface before I get into my thoughts on this movie, I went in as a person who did not read the original novel, so this was an entirely new property to me that I had no understanding of when I walked in. It was just completely blank, completely neutral, and these are my thoughts. What did I think? Thought it was alright overall. This is sort of like a movie that is a mix of Groundhog Day and Mean Girls. It takes the concept of high school drama, high school pettiness, rivalries, friendship, and bullying, and mixes it with the time travel concept of Groundhog Day, and sort of the idea of what would happen if I were stuck in the same day over and over. And it follows a few tropes from that film as well, more than just the concept. And overall, this movie is alright. It is not bad by any means. Let me get that straight out of the way. Zoe Deutsch plays a bully high schooler who gets into a car accident only to find herself waking up in her bed at the same time that previous morning. Realizing she has this power, she does what she can to understand this newborn ability and what it means for her. The concepts in this movie are becoming a better person. The main character starts off as a not necessarily the meanest character in the movie, but one who definitely has a different moral compass that slowly changes over time as she realizes the kind of person she has been and what kind of an impact she's left on those around her. And given her time to relive days, this gives her an opportunity to do things differently, for better or for worse. You do see both. This film does borrow quite a bit from the movie Groundhog Day, and I could see a few people waving their fingers and claiming copycat on this one, and I could completely understand, and for the most part it would be somewhat justified. I feel like personally they brought enough to the table to where it seems like it's its own thing, but its similarities to that previous film will irk a few people. I do like the transformation the character goes through. I like her different choices and how it impacts the timeline. The new information we gain. Some of it was predictable for me, some of it was not. Some just wasn't explained, but I'll get to most of that in the spoiler section of this one. I could say the dialogue is very Mean Girls, it's very, oh my god, that chick's a psycho, and stuff like that. It bordered on cringe for me. I don't know, like usually when I see bully characters like that in a movie, I just sort of shrug and call them one-dimensional, but then again, I've dealt with people that acted kind of like that in the past, and like from my perspective they were kind of like that, but maybe that's just from my naivete. What's going on? I don't know. Overall, it does bother me a bit to see bullies just being bullies for bully's sake. Even if their motivations are explained near the end, but even still, it doesn't fully justify their actions throughout the flick. Overall, I would say I would recommend this movie. If you're a fan of the book, you'll probably like it. The fans seem to enjoy it in there. As someone who hasn't seen it, and if you haven't read the book, I mean, as a person who hasn't read the book, I can say it's pretty solid all the way through, so I'm sure you'll get some enjoyment out of it, although I can understand why you wouldn't like it. It is just on the okay spectrum for me, that's why it gets a light recommendation from me. It's not bad, I wouldn't say this is a terrible film, but of course it is lacking in some areas. Overall, it's a time travel-inducing high school drama about becoming a better person and learning the impact of your words and actions on those around. Okay, spoiler time. We're going to get into the spoilers of this movie. Firstly, starting off, I didn't know if this counted as a spoiler, but yeah, in this one, we really don't get an explanation for why she has powers either. Like, okay, Groundhog Day, Life is Strange, this movie, Butterfly Effect. Why the hell don't they explain why people get time powers? You could just say a gypsy gave them a necklace and that would satisfy me. Something. But no, they don't really do this in this movie. Although at the end it seemed to me somewhat imply that she was in a state of limbo, and that by helping out the bullied girl and being a better person she got to ascend to heaven. But that's like purely my speculation. I'm sure it might say in the books what exactly happens to her, but if she is in a state of limbo, that would be fine. That would explain, like, why she's repeating the same day. Also, strangely enough, does it happen when she falls asleep? Because she died at around 12:38 on February 13th. So you'd think that's, like, when she'd wake up again, but then, like, later in the movie, when the bullied girl kills herself, it's like 5 a.m. for her or something, or 3 a.m. Either way, it's past that time, so, like, how far into the next day do you go before it reverses again? Is it every time she sleeps? Thereby, if she didn't sleep at all that night, she'd get to live out the second day? Is that how it works in this movie? Tell me how it works, movie. I also kind of knew she'd get with, like, the dorky guy at the end somewhat. And, you know, he was a good enough person to where it didn't feel necessarily tacked on, like, oh, we gotta appeal to this demographic. She gets with the dorky guy, so then the dorky guys will like the movie. I actually somewhat liked the boyfriend, but only as sort of like that frat bro personality. Like, bro, you're not gonna sleep with me? I should have chosen that other girl. Oh, bro, you believe that, bro? He didn't say bro, though. It would have made my day if he did. So yeah, ultimately she does die at the end, somewhat sadly, but ends up saving the bully girl, and it felt somewhat, a tad I wouldn't say anticlimactic, it's just the ending didn't have as much as an impact as I wanted it to. I think I would rather, like, maybe see a montage of how her good actions affected those around her, because, like, what's gonna happen to the bullied girl in the end? Like, sure, she didn't off herself, but she's still being bullied by the other girls to the extent where even if Zoe Deutsch wasn't bullying her, she still felt the need to off herself, so, like, did that help her will to live? Does that better her situation? She ends up somewhat getting with the dorky guy and, you know, achieving his happiness. So what happens with him? What about her friends? She gains a better understanding of the main bullied girl and why she targets, not the main bullied girl. She, like, gains a better understanding of the main bully girl and why she bullies the reject girl. So, what's going on, what's going to happen with her? It just felt like she died and then that was it. But of course, if this is supposed to be purgatory, then it's fine, because those people aren't real. They're just projections of the purgatory world. Also, it seemed somewhat weak that, like, the main bully girl, because she ends up pissing herself in 5th grade and then blames Juliet. That's the name of the bullied girl. She blames Juliet, and then everybody teases and picks on Juliet well into high school. So it's like, it doesn't justify why she would be so mean and shitty to her. I mean, it was all based off of a lie that went on for years and years, and it wasn't even that significant of an event. You'd think after a while, like, she tried to make up or something, but no, she's just a shitty person throughout it. She does have somewhat of a heart to her, but for the life of me, it didn't show it enough for me to consider her to be a good person or a good character in this movie. She is just the typical bully character with some amount of depth to her. Though I can be grateful for that, because a lot of the time the bully characters don't get a lot of depth. They could have easily just made her a rude, mean person that just picked on Juliet just for the sake of it. But they didn't. They decided to give her some originality, and I can appreciate that. God, hang on. Dude, really? Come on. Jeez. So those are my thoughts, guys. What are yours? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media. Thank you all, and follow us on Twitter, Before I Fall. I worked in the title. That's good of me. That's good. I'm really tired. I'm taking a nap. Sorry for that, folks. Peace. Oh shit. I gotta make my review. Dude. Why is it crooked?